Hello everyone. I hope you are having a good time with Dr. EA. Uh, my name is Mohammad Nuzul Islam and I am a TA of this class. And today I'm going to show you how to manage the cash budgeting. And from your lecture 3, there is an example question given to you, and we are going to solve it in the Excel sheet thoroughly. Okay. So I have just brought some information from the PDF to Excel sheet to make it convenient for us. Okay. Uh, So, in your question, you can see there are some information given to you for February, March, and April, and also some information are here for the month of January for the items related to your cash expense and also for the sources of cash. Okay, so for the cash budgeting, we have to follow some basic steps where you need to find the sources of cash and then the sources where you are paying cash for the expenses, and thus the difference will give you the net cash flow, and then you can adjust your beginning cash and ending cash to find out how much financing you need for a particular project. Okay, all right, so I just uh, trying to show you the information given to you and all the necessary information here for our cash budgeting calculation. All right, let's start from the month of February. So the for the cash sales, we have one restriction here. It says like a half of the company's sales are for cash immediately. So for the month of February, we have cash 214, right? But we are actually getting the half of it. So the cash sale should be 107 here. All right. Collections from receivables. Okay. What it says, the other half are paid for with a 1 month delay. So we are just like after 1 month we are having accounts receivable. So for the month of February, for accounts receivable, we have to go back to the January sales, right? So the sales on January, it was 194, and we are getting half of it as a accounts receivable. So we are just click on that, we get half of it, and thus we got the collections from receivables. You get the point? So for the cash sales, we just divided half for the immediately, and for the collections of receivables, we go back to the previous month to get the receivables amount. Okay, same for the March. So for the March, we have immediate cash 234, we get half of it. And for the previous sales, so we need to look for the February sales, right? So here receivables should be the sales of February, and we got half of it, should be 107. The April, it's the same thing. We have immediate 194, we divide it by 2, we just got the half of it. And for the accounts receivable, we need to look for the March sales, and we get half of it. Thus, our accounts receivable should be 107. So from this two major source, we have our cash. So we just sum up these two values here, and thus we get our total sources. You see, this is our total sources of cash for month of February, March, and April. Okay, so far so good. All right. Now let's move to the uses of cash. So for the month of February, here are some information given to you. The amounts payable is 37 payments of payables because this is the credit purchase on January. So in the month of January, we have 37, right? We bought it on credit on January. So the expense should be on the month of February. And for the March, we can go back to the February. So on our February, we use the for credit 47. So here it should be 47. And for the month of April, we need to look for the March for credit balance, which is 37. Okay, you get the idea? For the payments payables, we already bought it on credit, but now we are adjusting it as an expense for this month. Okay. Cash purchases of materials. So purchase of materials are given, and for the cash, this is very straightforward. So we just input the information here, this one. and the 67. Okay. And the other expenses is also given to you, which is very straightforward, 37, 37 for each of you, for each of the month. The capital expenditures, which is like our capital investment. So it is also given to you for the month of February. It was 70, but there were like 0 and 0 for the rest of the months. Taxes, interest, and dividends, it is also given to you 17, 17, and 17 for each of month, right? So you have all the cash expenses for this February, and we can just add all this. So the sum, we just sum of the all the expenses here, and you can just drag it down here, and you got the value for total uses of the cash for February, March, and April. All right. So we have the sources of cash, we have the uses of cash. So for cash purchase of materials, other expense, capital expenditure, these all are given to you. You don't have to worry about it. But the only tricky part here is the payments of payables. You have to very careful to identify this amount, right? So you have to go back the previous month uh, to find the credit amount on that month. Thus you can get the payments for payables. Okay. So our net cash flow, it should be the difference between these two, right? Our total sources and our total uses. So we can just plug it here. So for the month of February, there is a deficit of cash for 34, and for the month of March, 36, and for the April, it is 56. Okay. So the beginning cash, what we have on our beginning cash, let's look at that. Is there any information given to you? Yes. Cash balance at the start of February is 100, right? So your beginning cash is 100. Okay. And your ending cash, so you have 100 beginning cash and you have net cash flow 34, so you have to just adjust this two, right? So your 100 and you adjust it with the difference, so it should be 66. I'm just getting here, I'm just giving plus here because this amount is already given in the negative form. But if you want to like just subtract it, it is also fine. Like if you subtract 100, if you do 100 minus 34, it is also correct. Okay. And the minimum required cash is 100. So you need 100 for each month, but you have your cash balance only 66. So you need 100 minus your ending cash. So basically you need $34 for the month of February. All right. What about the month of March? So your beginning cash should be um, your net cash 36, and your ending cash of the month should be the beginning cash for the next month, right? So your ending cash on March, on the month of February is 66. It should be the beginning cash for the month of March. So we are putting 66 here. Thus you can easily calculate the difference, like your ending cash, your net cash flow 36, and you can uh, just plus it, this one plus your beginning cash. So you have 102 for uh, so your beginning cash was 66, and then you have 36. Uh, thus you have ending cash 102. Okay. All right. So then you need minimum cash 100, and your ending cash is 2. So you should be, it should be like uh, just a second. So your financing basically is your surplus, right? So you are basically having extra $2. Okay, am I going right? Let's check again. Um, so your net cash flow was 36, and then you have uh, 66 beginning cash and cash flow 36, and thus you have 102. Yeah. Okay. So you have $2 extra, right? Okay. So here, your ending cash was 102, which will be the beginning cash for the month of April, right? So your beginning cash should be 102, and your net cash flow $56. So your ending cash should be the summation of your beginning cash and your net cash flow. So 158, and your required amount is 100. So the difference is 58. So you have surplus financing need, right? So for the financing need, when you don't need to finance, you can just simply put it as zero, because we don't want to see like how much surplus you have. The only intuition is you don't need any financing, right? So we can just simply put it here zero, rather than for a specific value. But if you have a positive value here, that the amount you actually need for financing, you just put the value here. All right. So I think this will help you to understand how you can calculate. So that if you have the format here, if you know the component, how which component affect the others, and the only tricky part I find here, to find these sources of cash, like you need to carefully read the questions here, and you adjust it accordingly, and thus you get the your expected value here. All right. Thank you all.